Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles, and today is podcast number 70. And it's the 5 questions sent in by real estate investors like yourself who had a question and needed an answer. And remember, if you have a question, send it to support@bsffacademy.com. One more time, support@bsffacademy.com. Now, before we get started, I wanted to say and announce what we did 2 days ago. We launched a real estate forum at buysellfixflip.com. So if you have a real estate question, go ahead and jump on that forum, put your question in, and myself or someone else who's highly skilled at answering the questions will answer your question and give you the right answer. It's pretty cool. It's free and it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 364 days a year. So it's absolutely all for you. So again, if you have a question or if you just want to start reading up on what other people asked, the forum is there for you. Question number 1. You mentioned that you use an algorithm to determine which markets to send direct mail to. Can you discuss what criteria you're looking for to select a market and what are the steps to performing that analysis? Well, we do use an algorithm. It's one of the cool things we do here, and especially in the coaching program, is the first week the coaching students actually determine what area of their market they should be spending their resource in. So it's all developed by how many cash sales by investors there are, how many single-family units there are in a zip code, how many foreclosures or pre-foreclosures, and how many REOs, what the median price tag is for that area, how many days on market a house sits on the market before it sells, how many units have 30% equity and are under median value, and how many of those are in the bottom third, the middle third, and the top third. And then we run a double algorithm and determine which ones to market to. So it's pretty complex and simple at the same time. However, when you compile all that stuff, and it's really tough to do, it takes about 8 hours to put the chart together. But once you finish doing it, you absolutely know what area is going to outperform another area. Question number 2. How much do you pay an Alex and a Ryan? Gosh, I don't pay them enough. But this is going to be my secret between you guys and me. What I have done over the years, and something that I'm very proud of that I do, is I take what I want to say are called ordinary people, and I put them in extraordinary systems. And I let those systems make them extraordinary people. So my Alexes and my Ryans, they're taken care of. They're earning more than minimum wage. But they're clerical wage at the best. I don't want to say exactly the number. I think it's inappropriate. But here's the key, guys and gals. All business is system generated. If you have the right systems in place, you can have the right people in place. You never want a business that requires a superstar, because the superstar can go and there goes your business. So you want a business that, again, just takes average, ordinary people and make them into superstars. And if they happen to learn something, they want to go sideways, go someplace else, that's fine too, because I know if an Alex leaves me tomorrow, another Alex is going to step in and sit at that desk, and they're going to follow the scripts, and they're going to do just as well as the first Alex. And I know on average in 7 or 8 days, I can take an Alex that doesn't know anything about real estate, and 8 days later, they can be negotiating contracts and getting deals done. And same thing with Ryan. So make sure you have a system in place and don't worry about overpaying, because you just don't have to. Question number 3. A lot of my calls from direct mail are from seemingly unmotivated sellers. These are people that either ask for at or above market value, or have no idea what they want for the house and want me to make an offer. Maybe I'm a naïve, but when someone tells me they want an outrageous amount of money for the house, I believe them and move on. Could it be possibly a poker face? No, it's not poker face. It's stupidity. Sometimes they're just so afraid that they'll say something wrong, they say something ridiculous, and that's okay. But what we have to do is we have to thank them for calling, Ask them for a referral. Keep them in our follow-up because we're going to call back at 15, 30, 60, and 90. And allow them when we call them back to say a different number. But we don't want to ridicule them. We don't want to get in an argument with them. We don't want to definitely belittle them. We don't want to demean them. We don't want to make them feel less important than anybody else. So just, it is what it is. And so you thank them for calling, ask them for a referral, and then call them back.
Thanks for listening to Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 4. I've had this problem happen a couple times recently. I will go through the entire script, make the appointment, and find in my research that the numbers do not work. I will call them back and let them know that after doing some research, I can't find anything to support the numbers they gave me. They then want me to make them an offer. This will lead to a back and forth, and the seller will get frustrated. I try my very best to end the conversation politely, but sometimes it ends with them getting upset with me. What am I doing wrong in this situation? Well, here's the deal. When we call someone back, say someone says their house is worth 100 and they want 90, and we find out it's worth 70. So I'm just going to call them back and I'm saying, after a little bit of research, it doesn't appear as though your house is worth the original number you thought. Is there another number that you have in mind, or can you find out what your house is worth? And when you do, give me a call back so we can continue with our appointment to buy the house. And that's okay. But what we don't want to do is ever name a price. We're not going to name our offer. We're going to let them say what it's worth. We're going to confirm if that number is correct or not correct, and then we're going to fall forward and if it is correct and buy a house. But if it isn't correct, we got to kick the deal or kick the appointment. But we don't want to get mad at them. We don't want them to get mad at us because we want them to call us back, and we're going to call them back anyway at 15, 30, 60, and 90. So again, after a little, not a lot, a little research, it doesn't appear as though your house is worth what we originally thought it was. Was there another number that you had in mind that maybe I could do some more research on and find out if that number works? Or, let them know that you can't do anything with them and you're going to call them back. Question number 5. Since the main goal as an investor is to buy property subject to or seller financing, I'm wondering how to do a deal with wholesalers. I started out as a wholesaler and I was only dealing with cash buyers to wholesale my deals to. How can we explain to them the way we buy houses? Or do we only have to pay cash, hard money, double close when dealing with them? Do we have to pay their wholesaling fee up front, or do we have to wait for the close? How does the whole process work with wholesalers? Well, here's the deal, guys. And it's a great question. Cash is the worst thing that you can do. So when you orchestrate seller financing and terms, so subject to terms or seller financing terms, that is so much better than offering cash. So if you're going to wholesale, then you're in a better position to make more money because you're causing the investor to lay out less money. So that should be better for you and better for them. And that's all you're doing is you're just going to explain that you have seller financing in place, sub to financing in place. As far as when the fee gets paid, there's two standards, and the reality of it is the fee gets paid when the house gets bought, when the deed transfers from someone to someone else, and then you show up on the HUD-1 and you get paid. Yeah, if you wanted to make sure that you got paid anyway, you could say, I'm not going to sign the contract to you or wholesale the contract to you until you pay me up front. Not too many people are going to do that, not too many intelligent people anyway. And so, yeah, you're going to get paid when they actually perform. Make sure that you sign your hold harmless agreement with your seller, so if something that happens and goes south, that you're not held responsible by the seller because you're a party in the transaction. And we have those forms in the Academy site of things. So, great question. And paying cash, again, is your most expensive way of buying houses, subject to, and seller financing is your least expensive way. But really, really, really good question. Hey, I wanted to add something to today's 5 questions. And I harp on this a lot with my coaching students. Probably not enough, actually. I probably don't bring it up enough. But we need to know what our market conditions are doing. What they're, are they increasing or are they decreasing? Are we having appreciation or a decline in values when we buy something? Here's a case in point. I entered escrow on a house 2 months ago, and it's getting ready to close on Monday. And originally 2 months ago, the house was only worth, as an ARV situation, $122. Well, in the last 2 months, it went from $122 to $140. So while I set an escrow from an ARV perspective, and I'm only going to assume that the ARV increase is going to be the same increase as the as-is would be, that house went up $18,000. And we kind of expected it to. We didn't plan our offer around it, so we still bought it at a really, really good value, less than 50% value originally. But we created another $18,000 because we were buying in the right neighborhood. So the algorithms that we run are really important. They really tell us a lot. And man, guys and gals, if you're not running your market stats on a monthly basis, if you don't know what your market's doing, if you don't understand if it's appreciating or declining, man, it could help and it could kill too, because what would have happened if the property would have went down $18,000? I would have had to have allocated for that in my offer. Originally, I would have had to subtract $18,000 from my original offer because I know that the property was going to go down, but I knew the property was going to go up. So I'm sitting pretty. So understand that there's money to be made all over the place. We just need to know how to analyze it, how to confirm it, and man, we've got to be doing our marketing stats on a monthly basis. This is fun. Appreciate you guys listening and doing all the stuff. And remember about the forum if you have a question or if you want to just read. We started a couple days ago, and it's going to take a little time for it to get mature and with a lot of posts and what have you. But we're falling forward. Our goal here is to help as many investors as we can, and that means you too. And until next time, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.